Hello everybody, Chris here, and today I want to explain to you tags and categories in WordPress. So if you've been writing posts and blogs inside WordPress, you may have noticed that you have the option to add in these different categories and tags. By default, of course, you don't have any on your site. You'd have to add some in, which you can do while you're creating the post, or you can go to the posts and then categories and tags submenu. But what are tags and categories? Well, simply put, they're ways of organizing your content and grouping them together, kind of like putting them in a folder on your computer, so that it's easy to sort through them for yourself as well, but even more importantly, for the viewers of your website. So when they go on your website, they can, assuming you set it up right, they can sort through your site and all your different blog posts by using the categories and tags to navigate through them and find posts that are of a similar content to what they're looking for. So categories are going to be these more overarching folders that you can stick your posts into. Now, we're not literally sticking the posts into them. We're just trying to, without using the word categorize, we're trying to group them together so that the posts inside the category are of a similar nature. So if you thought of going to the supermarket, a really good example of this that would actually occur in the real world would be the different sections you have in a grocery store. Normally, if you're buying dairy products, if you go for one dairy product, you have the mindset where you want to pick up all the dairy products because they are basically of a similar item. It's the kind of thing that would just pop up into your head, and it makes sense logically. Um, so you're shopping in the frozen section, all the frozen goods are going to be there. You're shopping in the junk food section, all the junk food's going to be there. And by categorizing your grocery store, or in this case, your WordPress site like that, it makes it easier for the visitors to basically find what they need. And that's the whole purpose of a category. Now you can add your posts to one or more category. I have one post on this test website, and that one post is both in the happiness and minimalist category. Now I wouldn't necessarily recommend you have multiple categories per post because it's kind of like you took one file on your computer and put it in two separate folders, like you copied it over. And that doesn't really make too much sense if you really think about it, because um, normally you can think of something as being in one place, and when it's all over the place, you copy it 6 or 7 times, it would start to get confusing. And generally, that's where tags come in, where you have multiple words to actually describe one post. So if we go over here to tags, you'll notice that you can put a lot of different tags here, and that one post has 4 tags that I just came up with. A post can definitely have way more. So it has living in the post, loss in the post, possessions in the post, and prioritizing in the post, which are just kind of overarching themes that are mentioned in the post but aren't as central to the main topic as the category is. So if we go take a look at the actual post, we'll be able to see how it plays out on the real site. So this test website is running the last theme, one of the more minimalist ones you can find out there, obviously. You can see it's basically just text. And if we scroll down to the bottom of this theme, key note here, not every theme will put the categories and the tags in the same location, if they even show them on the different pages at all. But in this particular theme, you can find the categories at the bottom of the post. So this link would take me to the category/happiness page, category/minimalist page, and then over here on the right, we have tags, which in any properly set up blog post, you should have more tags than categories by common convention. Though technically speaking, there's nothing to really prevent you from having more categories than tags. It's just not the way it's really intended. So we have a link to the living tag, lost tag, possessions tag, and prioritize ing tag. Now, what are each of these links going to take us to? Well, because it allows us to categorize the WordPress site, or basically group different posts together, if we had a site that had many posts stuffed into a few different categories, we would be able to go to these category pages or these tag pages, and we'd be able to see all the different posts that have the happiness category on the same page. Much like the front page of the blog where it just shows the most recent posts, this would be showing all of the posts that have been put in the happiness category. And we could scroll down and see more posts below this and possibly more pages of posts depending on how long you've been blogging for. And so it's a really nice way to be able to search through your site, to be able to get to the content you want to get to. And the tags effectively are exactly the same as far as WordPress goes. If we go to tag living, it would show us all the posts that have been tagged with living. So you can see from a practical standpoint, there really is no difference between a tag and a category. Just from a best practice and the whole intent of what tags and categories are supposed to be, you should have one, maybe two categories for each post and as many tags as you want, but generally 5, 10, or maybe even 15 is a perfectly fine number. Now with tags, search engines can actually pick up on these different keywords while they're trying to basically figure out where your post fits in the whole hierarchy of the internet. So using tags and categories not only describes the post better for you and your visitors, but also for search engines that are going to crawl through your site. So using tags from that point of view is a pretty good idea as well. It's good for your viewers, it's good for you, and it's good for search engines. So I hope that gives you a really good idea of what categories are, what tags are, and how they fit into the whole WordPress scheme. So thank you for watching. I've been Chris, and until my next WordPress video, I will see you then.